The international break is finally over and Celtic are back in action again as we take on Hearts this Sunday. In today's video we will discuss all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. That of course includes the Celtic duo Barry Ferguson has lauded. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. For the first time since his return to Glasgow, Celtic manager Rodgers has picked up the Scottish Premiership Manager of the Month award. In September, the Irishman's team were formidable and maintained a 100% record in the league throughout. Consecutive wins over Rangers, Dundee, Livingston and Motherwell were hugely impressive, particularly considering 3 were away from home. Upon receiving the award, Rodgers included all of his backroom team in a photo, ensuring they received recognition and that it was a team effort. Rodgers' men now sit 7 points clear at the top of the table, going into yet another audacious run of games. A trip to Tynecastle lies in wait this weekend, before Atletico Madrid come to Parkhead in the Champions League. Soon after, the champions will head to Easter Road. In each of the league games upcoming, nothing but 3 points will be acceptable. The Atletico tie will be a different challenge, but in the league, the Hoops need to maintain their current form and ensure there are no slip-ups going into a crucial part of the season. Former Rangers captain Barry Ferguson has heaped praise on Celtic's Japanese duo Kyogo and Hart. The pair, who were brought into the club by Ange Postecoglou during his first season in charge, were unknown figures on their arrival. However, they didn't take too long to make themselves known. The pair have started to get regular call-ups to the national team, and both started against Tunisia, and Kyogo even got on the score sheet. Barry Ferguson, speaking on Go Radio, confessed that the pair were good finds from Celtic, and admitted he was impressed with Kyogo and Hart. 2 players again that you know nothing about, said Ferguson, but I have to be honest, I've been hugely impressed with both of them. Kyogo's movement and goal scoring for a forward player. Hart I think has got everything you want in a midfielder, and John Hartson is spot on about Hart. It takes you a bit of time to get up to speed, and I'm sure Rodgers would have been happy for him to go away and get minutes under his belt for Japan. But 2 of them have been brilliant finds for Celtic, there is no doubt about it. Hart was in top form just before the international break. Hopefully he's heading back to Celtic ready to play as he did against Kilmarnock, with Celtic heading into a busy period of games. The pair have both put pen to paper on new long-term contracts at Celtic over the past few months. It was great business from the club, and will have its benefits, regardless of when they choose to take up other challenges. Peter Grant has defended Joe Hart amid rumours that Brendan Rodgers' Celtic could be bringing in a new goalkeeper. Joe Hart's contract at Celtic expires in 2024, and with the shot stopper set to turn 37 next April, then a call needs to be made about his future. That's where the transfer rumour mill ahead of the January window has thrown up the name Andrew Lunin, a backup keeper at Real Madrid. When Peter Grant was told about this transfer rumour, he was keen to remind everybody that Joe Hart has been excellent even this season, as he told Go Radio. This one is a mixed bag because since the Englishman moved to Parkhead, he has been a presence on the pitch and a reliable leader in the dressing room. A key part in the treble-winning season, the former Manchester City man deserves huge respect and credit for what he has done in Celtic colours. But it also can't be ignored that he was sent off at Livingston this season, and he was at fault at Feyenoord on the opening night of the Champions League, with legendary striker Thierry Henry critical of him at the time. Stephen Naismith has offered his thoughts on the Hearts vs Celtic ticket situation. The Jambo's boss will lead his side into battle this weekend at Tynecastle, featuring just 576 Celtic supporters. Gone are the days when the Hoops faithful would receive the entire 3,396 Roseburn stand in Gorgie. Now our allocation is around 1/6 of that, with the hosts wanting to look after their own fans. It has rightly caused a fair bit of outcry amongst the Celtic fan base. As we spoke about yesterday, the pressure is now on the Jambos not to have a gaping hole in their home support for Sunday's game. Naismith backed his club's decision, and then actually went on to make a good point about the overall picture in Scottish football. We will first look at our fans, he told the Herald yesterday. If we have built a following that is continuing to grow, we need to give them the full opportunity to watch hopefully a successful Hearts team. The question is not individually to each club, it's about the collective. Are you willing to make a change to better Scottish football? We could learn a lot from other leagues, but we tend not to do it. It tends to be individual agendas. When I was at Rangers, there was congestion of fixtures when we got to the UEFA Cup final. This season, every team struggled through the start of Europe, but the league doesn't help you. That's not the league's fault, it's everybody in Scottish football's fault. The back and forth between the fans when a goal is scored, the elation and the anger among the fans, it does bring something. At this moment in time, with the structure as it is, it's not going to change. That's why we as a club need to look after Hearts. On the fact that Hart still give Hibernian an entire stand for Edinburgh derbies, he said, "There is an understanding that it does create a much better atmosphere and the intensity is there, The spectacle is a better thing. Nobody can say that just having home fans is good for the game. It's not, but until everybody accepts that and comes to a collective, it won't change. Whilst Naismith did get a little lost in the middle when bringing up Rangers' run to the UEFA Cup final, the point he's making is relatively clear. There needs to be a one-size-fits-all approach to the allocation stuff in Scotland. Proper regulation needs to come in. Premiership clubs are said to be considering a new allocation rule that would guarantee a fixed percentage of a stadium to away fans for matches. For example, we may have to give up 5% of Celtic Park to away supporters, but we would be entitled to the same at other grounds. We're certainly getting far less than 5% of Tynecastle for Sunday's game, so that would be viewed as a positive news. If Hart's gripe here is that they're not getting 5% for Celtic Park, Ibrox and other grounds, then maybe it would be best for all parties at least give them the same option to sell those tickets. I am a firm believer that it is the fans who are the lifeblood of Scottish football. The more of them at games, the better. It's such a shame we seem to be doing everything in our power to stop them from doing that. Meanwhile, we can probably look forward to a good few empty seats on Sunday. Peter Grant and Andy Walker are certain that now Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe would have been a success at Celtic. Before Celtic could appoint Ange Postecoglou as manager, they were heavily linked to Eddie Howe, who at the time was a free agent after leaving Bournemouth. Howe explained why he didn't become the boys' boss. At one point it looked like something was going to happen, with some excitement within the fan base, and now you can see why. Since then, Eddie Howe has proceeded to take the hot seat at Newcastle United, and he has guided the club to Champions League football in his first full season in charge. Jamie Carragher says Howe is the best English manager around, bar none. Celtic legend Peter Grant, who knows a 45-year-old personally, stated that he has done a terrific job with the Saudi-owned club, and he previously spoke to him about the job as he told Go Radio. Yes, Newcastle have spent, but so have many other teams around them. Either way, from his style of football to his ability to improve players, he would have done that at Parkhead, no end. That was a talking point from Peter Grant and Andy Walker, including how he would have gone down a different route in terms of recruitment. He has done terrific, said Grant. We know the thing that was getting swung about before Ange came in. I spoke to Eddie Howe about the job, and I'm delighted for him because he is a fantastic boy as well. A really good football man, he loves football. Andy Walker then asked, why didn't he come to Glasgow? Celtic chased him for so long. I know they got Ange Postecoglou in the end, and he was great. But when you see what Eddie Howe has done at Newcastle, he too, I'm sure, would have been a success. Grant then added, there was no doubt he would have been a success. No doubt about that. Would he have brought in the same players as Ange? Definitely not. Sometimes in life, things are a blessing in disguise, and it was certainly the case with Ange Postecoglou. His stock was a lot lower than Howe's, with many even questioning whether Celtic were doing the right thing bringing him in because at the time Rangers were champions. And whilst he needed time to settle in, once he got this and the club's engine going, well, the rest is there for all to see. That treble win will live long in the memory of supporters, and whilst it was disappointing to see him leave in the summer, in the end it's understandable given the low of the Premier League, but what a way to bow out. Celtic fans, what are your score predictions ahead of the match against Hart? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, bye bye.